the honorable member is referring to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charles Paulson, you have the floor.
Chairman, thank you. My good brother secretary, my concern is about the Volta coastal belt, how to protect it. Do you have any plans for that, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I believe that given the nod, the party or the government, I'll work with the sector ministers, I'll collaborate with the sector ministers, to tackle that situation, protecting the coastal belt of the region. So it is my responsibility as the regional minister, if given the nod, to liaise with the Ministry of Works and Water Resources to see how best we can protect the coastal belt of our region. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead with your question.
Congratulations, nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
My question is on tourism. The Volta region is known for having a lot of tourist sites. How do you intend to promote tourism within the Volta region?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It is true that Volta region has a lot of tourism potentials, taking Blue Waterfalls, taking Avedakpa Crocodile Resort, taking Atafi Monkey Sanctuary, and even the topography of the region itself is a tourist attraction. Fortunately, we have our Honorable Member of Parliament for Ketu South, Honorable Ablajifa Gomashi, who is going to that ministry. It is my duty as the regional minister to collaborate with her and also collaborate with our roads minister, because many of these tourist sites need to be accessible. So I work with these two ministers to ensure that we enhance tourism potentials or tourism in the Volta region. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Vincent Sapo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate the nominee on his appointment as the Regional Minister Designate for the people of Volta region. Before my substantive question, I would want to just make a suggestion. I just had a quick perusal of your CV, and I see that you have two referees. With two referees, one from the GIJ, the former rector, and the second one from the Institute of Local Government Studies. But my suggestion is that I think that is tried learning to note that depending on the kind of interview that you are attending, you skew your CV to meet that expectation. And so I would have wished that one of the referees should have been your national executives or anybody from your political field. I think that would have helped, especially because of this kind of vetting that you are coming. But my substantive question to you is that when it comes to the management of the local assemblies, it seems that resources that goes to these assemblies are limited, especially because these resources are the only kind of resources that emanate from the government to the local assemblies. I have been a deputy minister for local government before, and I know what internally generated fund could do to assist the local assemblies. The local assemblies are answerable to you directly. what can your office do to make sure that you boost the internally generated fund in the various districts in your region?
Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Chairman. The first one on the referees is well noted. Then, on the local assemblies, I see the district assemblies as the shock absorbers for the central government, either politically, economically, or participatory democracy. I have been a district chief executive before, and one of the things that I will encourage the assemblies to do is to build their capacities, especially in the area of planning, budgeting, implementation, and evaluation. If we are able to do that, and we have district chief executives who are, people who take initiative, people who think outside the box, I believe strongly that we'll be able to improve on the internally generated funds in the assemblies by encouraging them to have revenue register in every assembly, so that all the departments or institutions that can be taxed will be taxed appropriately, and then the collection of market tools, property rates, and the rest. Because many of the assemblies do not have the capacity to collect the revenue. That is why some of them even privatize revenue collection. So it is all about capacity building. Thank you very much.
Well, just my last question to the nominee. My last question. Well, so my last question to you is that I want to create a hypothetical scenario to you. And some of these scenarios are based on reports that we've been receiving at the local government ministry. In the event that a member of parliament complains to you that his MCE or DCE is not releasing the funds that is due the member of parliament for purposes of developmental project, and such an issue come to you as the regional minister, what steps are you going to take in dealing with such an issue, especially when some of these issues emanate from previous political contests where the MCE probably contested for a parliamentary candidate or a member of parliament and they did not win, and so these two people may be having rift. How are you going to deal with such a scenario as a regional minister?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Definitely, we need to engage the parties, the member of parliament, and the district chief executive. And in the course of the engagement, we will know that we are all charting the same course, in bringing development to our people. Fortunately, in the Volta region, we don't have such situation, but should it occur, definitely I will engage the two personalities involved, that is the member of parliament and the district chief executive, so that we all come to that understanding that we need to work together to bring development to the people, and it is not about personal interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Jerry Shaibu. And Jerry Shaibu is an old student of Keta Secondary School. So he should bear that in mind in asking the question.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, so I'm more interested in the Volta region. And one of the reasons is just what my Honorable Chair told you. But my specific question is the recent burning of ties and offices of the NDC office in Ho Central, just because His Excellency President Mahama had announced made some ministerial nominations. Well, just to find out, do you know if that is the cause, first of all? Was that the reason why people decided to burn ties in the office, the Ho Central office?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. My regional chairman, Honorable Mauto Agbavito, has been to Ho, and I can tell this honorable committee that the issue is under investigation. So, given the nod.
Thank you. Any further question?
Yes, just a follow-up. So, are you here to assure us that the people within the Volta region, under your watch as the regional minister, are going to be safe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is one of my greatest responsibilities as the regional minister, if given the nod, because I'm going to chair the Regional Security Council. And I'm also going to work with other stakeholders, including our traditional authorities, the assembly members, the district chief executives, and the members of parliament to ensure that we put in place
tidal waves. Auntie Jifa will tell you, in Agaveji, in Jalokope, and some surrounding areas in the Volta region. The last time I checked, City FM Channel 1 sponsored some projects. What would be the steps to take to ensure that even if there is, obviously it's not within your remit to stop it, but even if there is, what measures are you going to put in place to ensure the people who are affected have some safe place to stay, good food to eat, are able to go to their schools without issues, and all the social activities can still go on without any form of restrictions? And even if at all, do you have any plans of trying to reduce the effect of tidal waves? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The last time the tidal waves hit the communities, I was there with the members of parliament concerned, and then the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was there himself. And it is our plan that we'll surely collaborate with the ministers in charge of this sector to ensure that we tackle this issue of tidal waves head on, so that we protect our coastal belt and protect our communities from this distraction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Ritana Odolesowa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Congratulations, my honorable colleague, Honorable Honorable James Gunu. You know, Jifa Gunu is in my constituency. That's why I mentioned his name. Yeah. And congratulations on your nomination by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for the position of Volta Regional Minister. I have no doubt that you are going to perform, having known you for some time now. My question: harvest, a lot of tomatoes go waste. What plans do you have to help them get people to be able to preserve these tomatoes so that they can also be able to break even when they invest in these tomatoes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to collaborate with the Assembly, that is the Anglo District Assembly, and together with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Anglo, Honorable Richard Kwame Sepe, to find a solution to that particular, if possible, bring in investors to come and process this tomato so that they also hook onto the 24-hour economic program of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, so that the youth in Anglo can get job to do. That is what exactly I'm going to do to ensure that, one, the youth get job in the Anglo constituency and its environment. And it's not only Anglo. If you go to Agotime Zopi, they also grow tomato, and it is the same situation because there is no market, there is no processing plant, So it happens that sometimes people go to the farmers and buy these things very cheap. So it is one of the areas that we look at very well when I'm giving the nod. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. You want Chairman, a follow-up question?
Just something brief. Thank you, Chairman. And I'm happy that you are linking this one to the 24-hour economy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, so that we'll run 3 shifts and more people will get jobs to do. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would give the floor to Honorable Mahama Shaibu.
Chairman, thank you so much. Honorable nominee, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
When I first saw Gunu, I said, Gunu is one down from the north.
That's correct.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. Volta region will look up to you to elevate and take the region to a very high height. Please don't disappoint the region. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. I would give the floor to Honorable Habib, Deputy Minority Whip.
Thank you, Chairman. As my colleague, Honorable Shaibu, was concluding, he said, Gunu, and then I can see the former Member of Parliament for Savulugu, Samar Gunu, behind. Is it the case that you are related, or why?
Thank you very much. The Gunu is a very big family, in Ghana and beyond. So that is why, yes, if you go to Dagbon, there are Gunus there. If you go to Adaklu, there are Gunus there. You go everywhere, you have Gunu. So it's a very unique family, and it's an honor done this family by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama by nominating me to serve as the Volta Regional Minister. Thank you very much.
Or is it the case that the musician Sharifa Gunu, is she related to you?
Every Gunu. Yes. Yeah, but this is Anglo Gunu. This is Anglo Gunu. This is Bate Gunu from the Anglo state. But as you know, it cuts across. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I just think that we should put this into perspective, because the Gunu family in Savulugu, where Honorable Samuel Gunu is coming from, is a very respected family. We don't want people to start thinking that they are also from the Volta region. My question to you now. My question to you now.
But what shows that the voter region ones will not also be thinking that they're from the north. So it's vice versa.
Okay, Chairman, now let me move to my substantive question. You are currently the regional secretary of the NDC. Do you intend to resign as the regional secretary of the NDC so that you can concentrate being the father for all in the region? You are going to be the regional minister for everybody in the region. Do you intend resigning your position as a regional secretary?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's a transition. So, given the nod, definitely I will serve as regional minister and not regional secretary. Under the PNDC, they were called regional secretaries. Now, in the current dispensation, they are regional ministers. So I've been nominated to serve as regional minister for the voter region. Thank you very much.
Regional nominee, just still staying in your line of at the regional secretary. My understanding is that Volta region at the moment have 18 constituencies. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. And then meaning you produce 18 MPs. NDC won all 18 seats. So how many of these MPs are appointed as we sit currently? How many have been nominated?
The process is still going on. So even as we are here, we don't know what Spabani, Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, is an advisor to the president on security.
So you are saying that that's one.
Oh, okay.
No, you
okay,
can continue on that line. It's fine. It's an appointment. No, not members of parliament. It's an appointment. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Members of parliament, 18 out of the 18. Yeah, we have Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, Honorable Samuel Kujeto Abrakwa, Honorable Kwame Agboja. And that is the people the coach has selected so far.
Okay, so in effect, you are saying that out of the 18 MPs produced from the Volta region, 3, based on what you have mentioned, the MPs, Honorable Jifa for tourism, Honorable Kwame Agboja for roads and highways, Honorable Samuel Akujato for foreign affairs. What about the first deputy speaker, who was also, is he not a Voltarian?
Honorable members, I am elected by the House. Mine is not an appointment.
Elected by him.
I don't think the fact that he has been elected as a first deputy speaker still take him away from the 18 MPs you have from the Volta region. So he is still within that. Now, my question.
Honorable, your question is how many MPs are appointed? Okay. That's your question.
So, Mr. Nominee, 2 critical areas of which your MPs have been charged to man the affairs of that ministry. One is roads. I understand the roads in the Volta region is very bad. What will you do to collaborate with the minister responsible for roads, who is also from your region, to improve the road network in the region?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Assessing the passion of Honorable Kwame Agboja, I have no doubt that whatever it takes to tackle the road network in the region, he will do it, and especially the road from Toko to Ho, which His Excellency President Mahama refers to as the economic corridor routes. That route take us up to Oti, to the northern part of Ghana. So he's passionate about road infrastructure, and I believe he's going to do that, and I will collaborate with him.
Then my last question, Honorable Jifa, when she's approved, will be in charge of tourism and creative. I don't know what you are going to be creating there. Creative arts. So I don't know what you will create there. What would you do to improve tourism in the Volta region?
Thank you very much. As the regional minister, if given the nod, my duty is to collaborate with the sector minister. And fortunately, she's from our region, and she has passion for tourism. And I believe that together with the Regional Coordinating Council, we are going to collaborate with her to see a boost in the tourism sector as far as Volta region is concerned. I have no doubt she's so passionate about tourism. And charity, they say, begins at home. So she will do it.
Nominee, let me, on behalf of my colleagues, congratulate you for your nomination to the position of Volta Regional Minister. And I am very convinced that you will be able to do a good job looking at the response that you have given. But please, when you are giving the note, don't encourage party people burning down offices in the name of appointments not being given. You are a regional secretary, you've been there for some time, and as you said, so try as much as you can to condemn that act. It won't help anybody. And if it is encouraged, it will be things that people will think that is allowed. So I congratulate you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Just that I do not have any evidence that those who did this are party people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Please, order. Honourable members, it's now my turn to question my regional minister. But permit me to introduce our revered guests, the chiefs, elders, and opinion leaders from the region. First on my list is Olivia Awenam Gunu Mensah, Mrs., wife of the nominee. Honorable Mauto Agbavito, the regional by Afadada, the warlord of Anglo State, Togui Agbesi Awusu II. Yana Abubakari Mahama II, the overlord of Dagbon, is represented by Honorable Alhaji Mohammed Abdul Samid Gunu, former MPP MP for Savalogo. With him, his other 4 delegates from Dagbon. We have Togbitenge Jokoto Gligui, representative of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs. We have my own father, Kosivi Sakpaku, popularly known as Hunovia, head of Sakpaku family, representing Togui Sakpaku. Mia Fiaga, left-wing chief of Avenor Traditional Council. We have Togui Ajongaga Amanyafiti the fifth, the paramount chief of Aflao traditional area. I am told he's also known as in the military. And president of Avatagba Traditional Council, and we have other paramount chiefs from Akachi North. We have Akpinifia, Okpekpe, Togbi Dagadu, paramount chief of Akpini traditional area. We have Togbi Ke Lo III and Lieutenant General Anthony Anyawe, retired, both representing the Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli state. Then we have Dr. Donald Sananu Agumanu, former special aide to former President J.J. Rawlings. You are all welcome. Honourable members, I use the opportunity to congratulate the regional minister nominate for my own region. Honorable James Gunu, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
You are hereby discharged, but you hear from the committee.
Thank you.
Please, order. Honourable members, we'll take a short break and we'll resume at 10 minutes after 2. Please, let's work and be here on time. Thank you.
I pray that the leadership today is going to emit exactly what the past leaders.
If you find yourself struggling to remember names or important tasks, or if maintaining concentration feels increasingly challenging, it's time to pay close attention, because supporting your brain's health might be simpler than you think. Meet Dr. James Rivers, a NYC neuroscientist who's dedicated over 20 years to studying brain health. He's developed a unique technique to help refresh and energize the mind naturally. This gentle approach is already helping people feel more clear-headed and mentally sharp in their daily lives. Dr. Rivers discovered what he calls a memory refresh method, designed to work with your brain's rhythms to support clearer thinking, focus, and mental energy, all without needing pills or complicated routines. And it actually starts with your ears, not your brain. Staying mentally sharp can be challenging for many reasons, but Dr. Rivers' gentle approach offers a natural way to feel more alert and engaged. Imagine feeling more present, focused, and sharp every single day without the frustration of senior moments. Dr. Rivers wanted to share this discovery directly on YouTube, but he realized his method might not reach you due to the heavy emphasis on supplements in the brain health industry. So he put together a special, free video presentation on his private site. In this video, he dives into the science behind memory health and shares his memory refresh method. It's a natural, simple way to care for your brain's well-being and support mental clarity. If you're ready to feel mentally refreshed and clear-headed, and if you want to learn how Dr. Rivers' method may support your mind for better memory and recall, tap the link and watch his special presentation now to explore this unique approach.
If you stop driving at night because of vision problems, try this simple ice hack with water before bed and watch your vision go from this to this. I know this sounds weird, but this ice hack could be the solution to blurred vision, glaucoma, retinal detachment, cataracts, diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration, and more. Here's why it works. Every human has around 106 million cells in their eyes. These cells collect light signals and send them to the brain, which decodes them in a way that allows us to see. Now, the problem, though, is that your eye's light-collecting cells, they naturally deteriorate with age. But what if they didn't have to? In 2007, scientists from Harvard and Cambridge University discovered a Nobel Prize-winning way to renew these deteriorating eye cells. And now, after years of research, a simple ice hack that can restore the God-given 20/20 vision you were born with. This ice hack was recently featured on NBC, Fox News, and ABC, and because I know there are a lot of people out there dealing with vision problems, I've attached a link from the news report below. This powerful vision-restoring ice hack can help.
This agency has experts in their own field, and we'll definitely have to look at. One of the things yesterday when I was taking briefing from some of the security heads were that, for example, when...
Tell us how you will address the issue of police brutality and ensure accountability. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Earlier, I believed that the time has come for us to put CCTVs in all our police stations and cells. I have my phone, and I have more than 15 different CCTVs on almost all my property. And I can sit here and view and review. When something happens, I can go back and check. They are not that expensive. But what they do to help us in dealing with all this will be tremendous. I'm going to join a team, and I believe that the team, they are experts in their own right, will go to look at the possibility of emulating other good examples by making sure that in all our police stations, we have CCTV in the child office, in the cells, in all its environs. I know I've visited some police stations, especially at the divisional level and regional, and I see that they have CCTVs around. We need to be able to get this in every police station as much as possible. Because, I mean, there are places where mine is solar. They are just solar. So they don't rely on the lights to go on and go off. But they are not expensive. So these are ideas that when I join the team, I will share with the expert, and let's see the possibility of doing this. Because when we do this, then if someone dies, we all know, you are a Muslim like me. If my time is not up, I'm sure you can hurt me, I can get wounded, but I won't die. But even when I get hurt, we can be able to review. Did you beat me? Or maybe I slipped? Did I die naturally? Or you killed me? All those things can be reviewed. And it takes away the suspicion. Because you see, the reason you see this and the violence that you see is mistrust. And sometimes because of the past credibility gap that we've had, where the police say, oh, we are investigating, nothing comes out of it, nobody hears anything. Even if they finish the investigation and maybe they even probably punish the perpetrators, the public don't know. So when something happens, they become so suspicious and decide to take the laws into their hands. But if we have all these measures like these cameras that I'm saying, that can be reviewed and be shown to the world, oh, this is truly what happened. One, the policemen themselves will be careful.
Totally satisfied. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would like to
follow up on the last question.
Yes, just a little advice. Yes, yes, just a follow up.
A follow up.
Yes, yes. Very
on the promotion of the officers.
Very brief. Yes, sir. I would like to avert the mind of the nominee to the police service policy. A policy to the effect that officers, I stand for correction though because I can see a lot of police officers here. Officers do not stay or remain at one post or unit for more than 5 years. I believe that the honorable nominee, when he assumes office, I believe he would. He said he's not a master, but I believe that he's a master in his own right. I believe that when he assumes office, he must have this policy to ensure that officers, if it is time for them to be transferred, they move so that others can also grow. Mr. Chairman, with this, I once again like to congratulate my friend for his nomination. I have confidence and trust that he will do that which is right for this country. He is a man, what you see is what you get. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, your response to.
Well, Chair, what I would simply say is that, for example, because he's mentioned the police, there are 3 tiers of three groups within the police service. And as you may know from article 200 all the way to 205, where it talks about the Ghana Police Service, it is the president that has the sole prerogative to promote individuals from ACP upwards. That's Assistant Commissioner of Police upwards. Then you have from, I think,
Register for free. Choose from over 200,000 vehicles online. Get your car straight from the USA and Canada. Financing is available. Auction Expert, business you can trust.
WC for them through the Integrated Welfare Fund. That, even though I'm yet to get there to get the full facts, in the last 3-4 years, no police officer, no matter
in the hands of the senior men. But like you rightly said, these are things that is worth looking into, and I can assure you, my honorable colleague, I will ensure that fairness and equity is done. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much. I'll proceed to give the floor to Honorable Dominic Nitiwul.
Welcome back to Parliament. Yes, but welcome back to Parliament. I'm not in Aba. The chiefs will charge me. My honorable friend, Honorable Mutaka, the nominee, I've known you
in assisting the prison service. Let us all learn. Yes, we'll push GOG, government, to do this, but because of the enormous nature of the challenges, if I can get all the teams that I'm joining, the prison service, the narcotics, the small arms, gaming commission, all of them, to be able to have this kind of endowment, where maybe annually we launch a program and citizens, non-governmental organizations, non-profit organizations can willingly donate because of supporting us security services. I'm sure it will go a long way to deal with most of the challenges that you're talking about. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Any further questions?
Mr. Chair, yes. Just a follow-up. Honorable Muntaka, so what happens to those who are also looking for retirement benefits? What have we put in place to streamline and expedite pension processing for retiring security personnel?
Well, Chair, thank you very much. I mean, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the NDC manifesto, if you check, has said that he's going to ensure that the captivity is there and then review it and improve it. That, I can assure you, that we'll work very closely as his representative at the Ministry of Interior to ensure that this is done. Because, like I said much earlier, without morale in the services, you can bring all the tankers, you can bring all the guns, you can bring all the accoutrement. The men to man it, if they are not, if their morale is low, we will have a challenge. So, like I repeatedly said, we have a national security strategy. My bid is that the part that we have to do with internal security of our country will adhere to them very strongly. And a part of it is about their condition of service. So you can be rest assured that this is something that we'll take up very seriously. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
His Excellency President Mahama is currently driving a very beautiful V8. The procurement of that V8, whether or not it meets security standards, and whether or not, as Minister of Interior, you would agree that it is a presidential vehicle, that properly so-called? I'm asking the nominee.
Yeah, Chair, until I don't have these facts. In fact, he's talking about four-wheel drive. I've seen so many four-wheel drive. All of us here drive four-wheel drives. If I sit here and I tell you that I know what type of four-wheel drive His Excellency the President is driving, I will be untruthful for you. But as his representative at the Ministry of Interior, part of our responsibility, the team at Ministry of Interior, is to make sure that the President is secured. I can assure you that when the opportunity comes, when this House, by the grace of God, approves of our nomination, when I join the team, these are things that we'll review, and definitely, if it doesn't meet the purpose, obviously we'll ensure that we'll humbly and respectfully advise the President. But remember, the President is not just a first-time President. He's been President before, and I want to believe he's very much aware of most of these things. But obviously, when we get there, we'll look at that, and if there's some advice that we can give His Excellency, why not? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Still on the welfare of the security agencies, and vis-a-vis how they are seen to be dealing with the public and public trust, what mechanisms are you going to put in place to ensure that the security agencies would have a lot of stakeholder engagement with the people so that trust is reposed in them?
Well, thank you very much. I must admit that I've seen videos and pictures of the top hierarchy of the police, led by the IGP, in our secondary schools, in some primary schools, in some junior high schools, interacting with community. It is something that we need to encourage, not only the Ghana Police Service. Because, for example, the Ghana National Fire Service even needs to do more of that. But all of them sometimes hinges on resources. And this is something that I keep calling, that the non-governmental organization, non-profit organization that can assist us as a team to be able to do more of this kind of engagement. Why not? We'll be happy, because that will help the citizen to get closer, to tell us what their perception is about us, and then we'll also know them be able to have basis for correction and improving what the team will be doing. So I can assure you that we'll be encouraging more of that to be done, the interaction with the general community. I mean, and it's also in line with the vision of His Excellency General Mahama. When you look at our manifesto, when he says that our security architecture, we are going to review it to make sure that it is more community-based. Involvement of the community should be more. So we'll be looking at that, and like I keep repeating, these are experts in their own right. I mean, they've been in the services for long. They've seen it all. They've traveled across the world. We'll put our heads together to see how we can improve and get the communities to trust us more, so that we'll be able to improve what we are doing. Thank you, sir.
The Chairman, that will be all for the witness. I wish you very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll proceed to give the floor to Honorable Minority Leader and the ranking member of the committee, Alexander Afenyu Maki.
Good afternoon, Senior.
Good afternoon, Minority Leader.
How old are you now?
Well, based on the extrapolation that was done to be able to get me my date of birth, it says I should be about 54 now.
So, based on your date of birth on page 1 of your CV, which states you were born October 17, 1971, you are 54 now.
I should be heading towards 54.
Very well. So you are 53 now.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Senior, in 2009, how old were you? 9 February, how old were you?
Probably around 37.
So you'll agree with me that you had not reached that prime age of 40. As they say, life begins at 40, correct?
Yeah, obviously.
Now, a lot of Ghanaian youth are watching you now. First, share with us useful public life lessons you learned between that age of 37 when you came into public life and now that you are 53 back again into mainstream public life. And for the avoidance of doubt, the public life phrase as I've used now means getting into the executive arm of government. So I'm defining my public life to mean the executive arm of government.
Well, thank you very much, Minority Leader. You are perfectly right. I mean, I want to believe that even when you yourself came to this house some 12, 13 years ago, you admit that I think I was then the majority whip. I was more aggressive than today over the period. Well, as you age, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from the mistakes of others, you read more widely, you experience so many other things. So you learn so much. And the tendency for you to think and review and probably even share with others before you act is much better when you are older than when you are younger. Also, let me also say that in 2009, I had just finished my first term, I started my second term, and frankly speaking, I had never worked with even any government sector. I mean, I was the type, when I completed school, never wanted to work for anybody. I wanted to work for myself. So the closest I did was to work in the private sector. And you know, in the private sector, the attitude, the way of doing things are completely different from the public sector, where in the public sector, age is matter, seniority matter, all those things matter, and what have you and what have you. And the buck sometimes does not necessarily end with you. I mean, you could be the minister, but the buck may not necessarily end with you. Today, I have been in the system for long. I've learned, I mean, you will admit, I've been even in Pan-African Parliament alone. I've been there for over a decade, traveled across the world, at the continent. You see so much that makes you act differently from when you were much younger, that you didn't have the kind of experience that you have when you are in your 50s. So definitely there's a huge difference between my good self. I can tell myself that sometimes my children wonder and say, why are you tolerating this from this constituency? I said, don't worry, the person is young. When he grows, he will understand. So yes, I've learned so much.
You were 37 when you entered into the executive arm of government.
Yes, Honorable Minority Leader.
You had some issues with the civil service structure, and you are on record to have said that the chief directors cannot be trusted.
Obviously, that was then. It's part of what I'm saying.
No, I'm I gave you the opportunity to do a general overview.
Yes.
To advise the youth. You were coming from the private sector and you saw things differently. So it made you say certain things. Today, going back in there, confronted with similar attitude by the civil service, and bear in mind, no doubt, you are going to meet a bureaucracy of permanent government workers who can give you tough time. What would be your posture?
It is because this crop of expertise will have to come on board and let us work as a team. If we have to fail, we'll fail together as a team. My attitude is completely, and I'm, by the grace of God and with all humility, as you know, now I teach leadership in UPSA. I teach master class in leadership. Obviously, you cannot be an effective leader if you think you know it all, or you see people as this, it is you and me. But if you see leadership as playing parts of the relay to get us finish a race and making everybody feel belonging and everybody's view matter and everybody feels important, even the slowest, tortoise will want to speed up to get us finish the race. So that will be the attitude that I'll be going in there, that look, we have to do this together, and I respect your expertise. What do you say? I have to be more than, I don't have to act until I'm very sure that all of us, or at least majority of us in the team, believe that that is the best way to act. So it's no longer about me. Speed up to get us finish the race. So that will be the attitude that I'll be going in there, that look, we do this together. It should be about us.
You have used a word king. Muntaka at 37 thought that leadership meant he being a king. Muntaka at 53 believes that leadership to him is being part of a team. In a recent interview with a Joy FM that you have used, Muntaka at 37 thought that leadership meant he being a king. Muntaka at 53 believes that leadership to him is being part of a team. Joy FM journalists, you had cause to critique the leadership of the Speaker of the 8th Parliament of Ghana. Do you still hold in those criticisms? The 8th Parliament Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me believe that for respect him, he's mentored me. We are
Honorable nominee, so I'll give you a bit of a background by way of laying foundation. Then I will mount my question on it. Okay? You recall Donald Rumsfeld, a former Defense Secretary of the United States of America?
during George Bush Sr.
Very well. Some journalists were pestering him on some very important matters of state. They pushed him over and over again. I'll try to paraphrase what he said. That there are known unknowns and there are known unknowns and there are unknown knowns. Keep that in mind. Foundation 2. Some of your colleagues who I interacted with upon your nomination expressed joy upon the announcement because they say you are very hardworking. But we're quick to also say that when your back is against the wall, you can spill. Let me ask you, are you ready to enter your casket with some debts on you, even when you are innocent, to save the nation?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would say that you are asking the Pope. I'll just give one example to reiterate this. I believe, Minority Leader, you knew how we elected Mr. Speaker into office. Everybody in this country had done everything humanly possible. I believe even including the security agencies to know which of your guys supported us, and they don't know. Because
we know.
You don't know. It's not
we
true.
Know.
You
we
don't.
Know.
You don't.
We know.
You
don't
I'm
go
sorry.
there.
I'm
Honorable
sorry.
nominee.
I'm sorry.
Nominee,
My
don't go there,
I'm answering question. You asked a question. I hope you let me answer.
Well, but because
yes.
you've introduced
yes,
that,
because I'm saying
we know.
You don't. You don't. You can only guess. You cannot say you know.
But do you know?
I work with people, and I vow and told them that not even my wife will know this. I will die with it, and I meant it, and I will die with it. I'm telling you that I'm going to this ministry that is security zone, an area where you talk less, you act more. I can assure you that even, I'm sure, Honorable Minority Leader, you and I, in the last few years that will be in this house, not even few, for over a decade.
You are inadvertently spilling.
No, I'm not spilling. I'm saying that over the period.
You are inadvertently spilling.
No, Mr. Minority Leader. I'm saying that over the period that you and I have been in this house, you can attest to the fact that there have been so many things between us that no third person has ever known. And I can assure you that no third person will ever know. Because you can trust me that when I say I am doing this with my honor, I meant I'm doing it on my honor. But obviously, like you rightly said, when you push someone to the wall, it is said in the account, when you chase a coward to the wall, you see his braveness. Yes, all of us have our values, we have our principle. It gets to a point where if your core values are going to be compromised, you rather prefer to walk away. That is a natural thing. But I can assure you that when it comes to, as people say, spilling the beans, I'll be the last anybody can doubt whether I keep confidentiality. I can be angry and be talking about it, but the details and specifics of things, you can never hear it from me. Yes, I'm human. I'm not an angel.
Honorable nominee. Let's go back to your CV. Your residential address is provided thus: B60 Simpson Road, Boteman.
Yes, Minority Leader. Yes, Chairman.
Boteman, that area where you live, you acquired your lease from government.
Yes.
So it was estate land that you rightfully bought.
Yes.
And you have a lease covering it between you and government of Ghana through acting through the Lands Commission.
Yes.
As your leaseor and you being a leasee.
Yes.
You also agree with me that you bought that land because that area was demarcated as a residential area.
Yes.
And that you bought it with equal right as any other person, be it a Ghanaian or a foreigner with the ability to pay.
Rightly so.
How would you feel if any Ghanaian suggests to you that by mere fact that that is a government land, you have taken advantage to acquire, that therefore you are corrupt?
Well, Mr. Chair, what I will say is that I know the whole of East Legon was for the state. There are private people living there, people who had worked in government before, and others. Airport Residential was all state land. People acquired them legitimately and are living there. I don't see anything wrong if it is done legitimately and rightly. And I've heard my colleague, the Attorney General, in answering question. If the Land Commission says they advertise, they say they are giving out this piece based on this procedure that is legitimate and you acquire, how can anybody say because of that you are corrupt? But obviously, as you may know, Chair, people have their own perceptions about things. I remember in 2013, in 2000. Court. The Supreme Court said that it was legally done. So far as I'm concerned, if you buy it legitimately, and others are manner, and let it be tested.
To some of our patriots who hold view that property acquisition is a crime.
Well, everybody has his alcohol. I don't. Maybe because my religion forbids. You may like to take pork. My religion forbids me, and I accept, and I don't take to. I mean, so everybody has his view about things, and once someone holds his view about things, and as you know, it's not challenged in. Many of you say that I have a tick because I don't really bother much about what you are thinking. I rather focus on what I believe is the right thing, and I try to do the best that I can and improve the Muntaka yesterday, the Muntaka of today to be better than the Muntaka of yesterday. That's my focus.
Your CV, page 1. Languages spoken and written. Hausa, Tree, Dagbani has taught you how to speak Dagbani. I don't know whether they taught you how to write Dagbani as well. Oh, I know.
No. I can say, Mr. Chair, permit me to amend the word in Hausa. The only I can write very well is English. Even Tree, I can't write well, so it's a mistake. So, if permit me, I will amend it by just languages spoken. Thank you.
Please permit.
In Ghana, when a person says my hometown, in the ordinary meaning of it, what would a person be referring to? To what would lead a person to say Winneba is his or her hometown?
Well, my understanding of hometown is where you are born, or where your parents are born, or where your parents hail. Our belief is that reference to only where your grandfather comes, but I think it's absolutely wrong, because if we are going to do that, then all of us will leave this country. We will all not be Ghanaians, because everybody came from somewhere down to somewhere and somewhere and somewhere. So me, my hometown is Kumasi, where I was born and bred. That is where I have lived. I have siblings who do not know Techima, not alone to get to Tamale. Yes, I'm a sad with a background, and I'm proud of it. I attended Temba, but I'm born out. Was born and
that's a bit of your northern background.
Well, my grandfather was born around Kumbung, up in Kumbung, move in trade, that's between the north and the south. So my grandfather died. My father has 41 of us. I'm number 14. And all of us born, I think with the exception of 2, that my father said they were born in Salaga. All the others, 39 of us, born and bred in Kumasi. And it is Kumasi that all of us have ever known. Our assets, our larger family. Yes, we have the extended family with assets, our larger family. Yes, we have the extended family. We visit. We are proud of Salaga. Some of my sisters are in Temale. Ras Mubarak is my direct nephew. His mother is my direct sister. She's my father's fifth sister. So I am born and bred in Kumasi, and I'm proud of that, and I see Kumasi as my hometown, and I will remain proud of being a Kumarican. Yes, and then my cousin is Amin Anta. Until the funeral came, when his mommy died, and I went, then I realized one of the family said, what are you doing here? I said, I came to my friends. They said, no, he's not your friend. And they started telling the relation. Then I looked at him and I see one of my uncles. I said, they have some resemblance. I said, oh, you see, we have an imam in Asante, the late regional imam. He's late now. He has a slogan that he uses very frequently. Every time he preaches, just to remind us about the peace. He said, look, everybody is in everybody's home. So be careful about what you do to each other, because by the time you realize you are related in one way or the other. So it's a very common slogan in our community, Zongo in Kumasi, Kuwa Nigerian Kuwa. To which means everybody is in everybody's home. So be careful what you do to people, because at least you wake up and realize that, oh, not knowing that the one that you are hating is your direct brother or cousin or nephew or niece. Thank you, Chair.
So, in other words, you are telling me that should I take a secret ballot on you, my respected colleague, Dr. Amin Adam, is likely to defy my orders and vote for you because you are indeed his blood brother.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think my...
It is not for you to answer.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable members, Honorable Amin Adam is not even a member of this committee, so he doesn't even have a vote to cast.
Honorable nominee, you have indicated to us truthfully and in all sincerity that you've acquired the government land, you acquired it rightfully, and to the extent that you acquired it rightfully and you have your lease, there's nothing wrong with it. May I know from you, still being honest with us, do you know some of your party members in leadership of your party who have acquired government lands in Cantonment, Roman Ridge, Airport Residential Area? Do you know, perchance?
Mr. Chairman, frankly speaking, I don't go about asking people about their assets and listen, frankly speaking. So if I visit, say, the chair of the committee who, we've been in this house and worked together on so many things, And I said, oh, you have a nice house. How am I going to be asking, oh, how did you acquire this land?
That's
when
okay.
Did you start
I think no.
So I just don't know. I don't know. Frankly speaking, I don't.
That's okay. I mean, fair answer. I mean, somebody may not like you, but your sincerity would always precede you. And I put that out for public consumption with the little interaction I've had with you. Now, do you have some of your party members who live in the Roman Ridge area, Ridge, Cantonment, Airport Residential area, since you visit them, some of your party leaders, colleagues in Parliament, colleague NDC members outside of Parliament, do you have some of them living in these areas? I don't want you to mention names, but do you have some of them living in these areas?
Frankly speaking, I've been scanning my mind to see who did I know. The only person that I used to visit and play tennis with, he was then the minister, Honorable Mama Yaga, when he was around the Roman Ridge. And since we lost power, he left there. I don't know, but I knew that probably he was there because he was a government official or minister, because I could see then Honorable Kumbo was next to him. So we go and play tennis together and do a lot of things together. In Roman Ridge, in Cantonment...
Okay, let's deal Cantonment specifically, currently.
Frankly speaking, I'm scanning my mind to see whether I've visited any of my colleagues in these two areas. On my honor, no. I can't recollect now whether I've visited anybody in that area. Unless if you see me around any of this area with somebody, you can ask whether, when I visited, I asked him whether he owns the house or the land. Maybe
I've moved away from ownership. Honorable Leader, I intend to be very brief.
Thank you.
But your question, you know, we are ordinarily entitled to follow-ups. So if you are brief, I will be brief.
Okay, okay. I think that's a good, what do you call it, sign you've given me. I will try to be very
And
good.
as you may be aware, your vetting today comes under a special dispensation.
I have no doubt about that, and I'm grateful.
For the very security reasons, and it's in the public interest that we take you today for the sake of our country. And as my respected colleague Kennedy Japan and Napo normally say, this is about systems and policies, not NDC MPP. So we are doing this for the country and nothing MPP NDC. I'm just limiting it to
and we are grateful.
Critical issues.
Sincerely grateful.
How close are you with Honorable Harun Idrisu?
I'll say very close.
Do you visit him in his house? Sometimes?
Yes. Around Bank Hospital. Yes.
That's Cantonment.
Yes, I've visited him before. Sorry. Yes. That's what I said. I was scanning my mind to see.
So
yes.
You know he lives at Cantonment?
Yes, I know.
Very well. That's okay. Now let's deal with the time you left the majority front bench. You recall that Mr. Speaker said this to you. I want to quote Mr. Speaker on the floor. He told you that when one door closes, many more are open. Do you recall this?
Yes, I do.
How good do you feel being an interior minister today, having this statement of Speaker on the floor of the House in mind, especially when those were your very low moments?
Well, let me admit, even apart from what he said on the floor, I'm grateful to Mr. Speaker because we met in his chamber and he repeated same and advised me, you are a member of the Pan-African Parliament, look well.
You know you are going to the mosque.
Yes. So when he said that in Pan-African Parliament, not long before I became the chair of the Committee on Monetary and Finance, and that has opened so many other opportunities to the extent that if you admit, most of the time I'm not seen on the floor because I was so busy with that. So yes, once that door closed, so many others open, and I'm grateful for that.
Including
advice.
this one?
Yes.
Including this one?
Yes.
Okay. Were you expecting this? Yes, no.
Well, I'm the one I'm type who live by the day and put my trust in my maker.
This?
So I don't wake up expecting things. I just say the will of Allah be.
In 2020, you made your 6-year-old daughter vote, correct?
Yes.
Do you regret doing that openly?
No. I mean, my belief, Mr. Chair, was that this was, I mean, I'm very fan of Khadija. She insisted she wanted to be here today. I said no, she should go to school. Very fan of her. I mean, you have 20 children, but sometimes you'll be very fan of one. She said, Daddy, can I see how voting is done? So I said, oh, don't worry, when we get there, I will. So I pulled her by my side to vote. Yes, I must admit, the votes are supposed to be secret.
So in other words, you didn't consider the legality or otherwise of your action.
That's the thing.
You did it out of love and passion for daughter.
Yes, knowing that her seeing it and even using her hand to do it doesn't really mean anything to her apart from just having the feel that, oh, I now know what they do.
I am letting you know that it was wrong in law.
Yes. Later, when it came up, I said, oh, yeah, it's true, because one is supposed to be secret.
You get the opportunity to apologize to Ghanaians?
I did.
Very well. Honorable Muntaka, in 2009, when you were a young person in government, you encountered some controversies. Which controversies ended up as charged, and you were cleared. This committee will be happy to have the report of Shrine. That is, if you procure the copy for yourself. I say so because as public servants of the political class, our being there is driven by perception. It is therefore important that when a litigation has come to an end, we let the same public know the status of it. If you don't mind, and if you have it, would you want to share that report that cleared you of any wrongdoing?
Mr. Chair, because I relocated from my laboratory to my new place, I moved, you know how we receive documents in Parliament. I moved most of the documents to the library in my community. In fact, they are still in sacks. I'll make effort to see if I can get it. I'll let you have it.
Fair enough. My very last question, so you can go to the mosque. You've assured the country today that you are a moderate politician, correct?
Yes.
You've also assured the nation today that your tenure will not tolerate partisan violence, correct?
Yes.
You are also telling Ghanaians that you don't subscribe to all the post-election violence we are having in the country, correct?
I condemn it, yes.
You also assure the nation, particularly the investor community, that you will do all you can to protect their investment in Ghana.
Yes.
You also verily assure all Ghanaians, especially your political adversaries, to be specific, the MPP members who are in opposition, that your office will not tolerate political vendetta.
Yes.
On oath, you have said that you will lead your ministry to introduce reforms at our various security agencies. You still committed to that,
Yes.
which you said on oath?
Yes.
Now, to end it all, you have praised the security agencies, particularly the police. And let me say that the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Akufu Dampare, many may have their own views about him, but I am one person who respects him, admire him, and believe that if we have his type consistently manning our police service, Ghana will be a better place. There may be some disagreement about his style, but I personally believe that what he has done for the nation in terms of security is one that we must all celebrate. What would be your own advice to anybody who would suggest that because he was an appointee of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and he's not 60 yet, an energetic, competent IGP should be removed by virtue of changing power? What would be your advice?
Well, I can assure you that when, by the grace of God, this House approves of my nomination and I join the team, definitely there will be assessment of all the team members. You know, His Excellency President Mahama has a vision and objective for which Ghanaians have voted for him. All that will be reviewed in line. And those that, in the views of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be helpful in assisting him to achieve their objective, you can be rest, especially in the national interest, I will support it. But I will not be able to deal with specific individuals to give assurance that, oh, after this person, he will go. After this person, he will stay. In fact, me, myself, I do not have that power. Even as Minister for Interior, I do not have that power. I can only make a recommendation about one individual or the other to His Excellency the President. And that decision is that of the President, which all of us are serving at his mercy. So I will not be able to give any definite answer, but I can assure you, I believe, since I was nominated, interacting with them, I can see that they are breaking their back to keep us safe. They need to be encouraged. We need to support the system so that the system will continue to improve and be able to protect all of us. That's assurance you can get from me. But as to who will go, who will stay, I do not have that power. The best or the worst I can do is to recommend to His Excellency, and that is it for him. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, indulge me. I've sought the leave of my respected chairman to do this one more exercise, and bear with me. You know how this our enterprise is. I take you back to 2016. In 2016, November, December, thereabout, President Mohammed's government granted some approvals for what they call clearance. We hear clearance for some public institutions to recruit. I will zone in on the security services, particularly police, immigration, fire, and prisons. This recruitment began around November and into December, after even the elections. These young men and women entered the training schools even whilst we were celebrating. And in March of 2017, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo went to Fosu the immigration training school there and officiated the passing out ceremony of those recruitments that took place in December. I want to ask you, there is general apprehension in town. There were Ghanaians who were recruited and are training. If you go to police training school at Tesano, there are Ghanaians, male, female, training. If you go to Fosu, if you go to Tafo, immigration, there are Ghanaian youth training, fire, training schools, all over. They are training. In fact, since I became a member of parliament in 2013, I have benefited from ministers of interior coming to support MPs that bring your constituent to allow balance. When I was in opposition, when you were in opposition, they gave you some. All MPs, they pass it through our leaders. So, on authority, I know that those Ghanaian youths who are training are not MPP so-called, but they are Ghanaians who, they are MPs. I'll go there, please. Honorable, can I finish my question respectfully? No, can I finish my question respectfully? The chairman controls this meeting.
Order.
All right? I speak facts.
Please, order. Honourable member, proceed
Very
to
well.
ask your question.
Be tolerant. You are a friend of this committee. I'm not going to mention names, but if you want me to mention names, I can, because we are dealing with national issues here. Please. From 2017 all the way to 2024, when elections were being held, NDC MPs got protocols for recruitment. MPP MPs got protocols for recruitment. Some, that's correct. That's a good qualifier. Some, that's correct. Ghanaian youth who bought forms had the opportunity. Would you ensure that Ghanaians who are currently in training will conduct their training peacefully, and upon completing their training, you as minister or anybody authorized by you will officiate their passing out ceremony? Honorable nominee, please, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I think facts are always available to check. What I have said, and I'm repeating, is that I, Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, I will act in the best national interest. That's, I will say on this. I will act in the best national interest. That's all I will say.
Honorable nominee, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. You will hear from us. And that's a very mature response. And I think I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, honorable members. May I humbly, may I humbly, Honorable Roxanne Dapamoko. Honorable Roxanne Dapamoko, you don't have the floor. You do not have the floor. I do not intend to engage in this with you. Honorable Roxanne Dapamoko, I least expected you to do this. You do not have the floor. Wait for me to give you the floor. Honorable members, I recognize
Chairman, with all due respect,
the
ranking member has just said that between 2017 and 2024, every NDC member got protocol. I never got. Please.
Honorable members.
He said every NDC member of parliament. So please.
Honorable members.
Please.
Honorable Roxanne.
Please.
Take it easy.
I never got anybody.
Honorable Roxanne Dapamakbo, take it easy. He qualified it by saying some. I've been a member of parliament for a long time, and I know as a member of parliament, our constituents will come to us with enlistment form, and we beg on behalf of our constituents to be enlisted. When you go to beg and you happen to get it, fine. If you don't happen to get it, fine. But I don't have a situation where they will say that automatically, as a member of parliament, you are entitled to bring this number of people to be enlisted into the police service. So with all due respect, let's handle this with some utmost distance. So honorable members, I recognize the presence of Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempre, former member of parliament for Menchia, and vice presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party in the just ended presidential election. Honorable members, with this, I proceed to recognize the guests seated behind the nominee who are here to give him moral support. First on my list is Hajia Zinab Ahmed, a spouse of the nominee. I recognize you with your children. Alhaji Muntala Shuabu, father of the nominee. I also recognize Augustus Andrews Nana Akwesi, Ashanti Regional Chairman, NDC. I recognize Alhaji Mohammed Abdul Wahab, Kotokoli Imam, Ashanti Region. COP retired, Kofi Boachi, Director of Operation at the Presidency. Chief Alhaji Ahmed Ibrahim, Wangara Chief, Ashanti Region. Sheikh Abdul Razak Abdullah, Deputy Regional Imam of Alusuna, Ashanti. Alusuna. Very well. I also recognize Nana Kofinti, representative of Asokore Mampong, Hini. I recognize Chairman Mustafa Ayariga, Vice Chairman, Asawasi Constituency. Chief Alhaji Abdul Salam Akate, Kuro Balugambani, Sapara II. Alhaji Yaya Umar Muhammad Mahmoud, Imam of Bolga. Alhaji Fuseni Abu Dagomba Chief, Ashanti. Nana Ya Jentua, Office of the Presidency. And Lawyer Chum Barima, Secretary to the Transitional Team on Interior. You are all welcome. Honorable members, I have the pleasure to congratulate the nominee and to say that you've been here on time. Questions were posed to you, very composed, intelligent manner. You provided the answers to the questions. Once again, congratulations. You will surely hear from the committee, and you are hereby discharged.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm grateful.